in the wild, vast reaches of space, missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corry, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol.
Space Patrol is presented by Nestle's Ever-Ready Cocoa in the bright red can and those terrific Nestle's chocolate bars.
Thank you, Dr. Van Meter. Goodbye.
What did he say, Carol?
He said that Terra had been slowed down and will crash into the sun.
Then this is the end.
Stand by for exciting action on Terra, the Doomed Planet, in just one moment.
What's new?
Nestle's new.
Nestle's what?
Coconut.
Space Patrollers, have you tried it? Have you unwrapped one of the new Nestle's coconut bars and tasted the sensational new flavor discovery? Well, Nestle's new coconut bar is so sweet and creamy, and it's got that special Nestle's chocolate flavor that beats everything.
And it's so crisp on account of all the coconut. As a matter of fact, it gets crisper with every delicious bite. Gee, Nestle's coconut bar is like nothing you've ever tasted before. Because never before has there ever been a chocolate bar like this. It's a brand new treat, made only by Nestle's.
And don't forget all your other favorites. Nestle's milk chocolate, almond, and crunch. They're all so delicious, so satisfying, and so big.
And they're only a dime. Why don't you treat yourself to a big Nestle's chocolate bar today?
And Space Patrollers, don't forget about your rocket cockpit. Today is absolutely the last time we'll ever be able to offer it. So if you haven't sent for yours yet, be sure to have pencil and paper ready so you can write down all the details later. Now, this is something you don't want to miss. A real model of the rocket cockpit you've seen us use. It works like the real thing. The cannons, the view scope, the secret coders, and lots more fantastic mechanisms.
You're really flying when you have a rocket cockpit, so don't miss out. Get ready to send today.
The Terra 5, flagship of the Space Patrol, hovers in free fall only a few minutes after Buzz Corry has successfully destroyed the contraterrene generator, with which Ahyo had intended to annihilate the solar system. Now, aboard the big battle cruiser, Cadet Happy and Major Robertson are joined by Buzz, whom they have just picked up from space.
Why, Commander, you sure took care of that contraterrene generator. It blew into a million pieces.
Unfortunately, it was the last one Ahyo had aboard his sphere.
That's great, Commander. Now he doesn't have any weapon to use to blow up the United Planets, let alone the entire galaxy.
Well, don't be too sure about that, Robbie. Remember, Ahyo's from a civilization that's millions of years farther advanced than we are. Oh, and speaking of Ahyo, I left him tied up aboard his ship. We'd better get back there and pick him up before he gets loose.
Right, sir.
Well, Commander, what are we going to do with Ahyo when we take him into custody?
I'll send him back to Andromeda, his own galaxy.
But, Commander, he'll just come back with some more of those machines and start blowing up all the suns in his galaxy again.
I don't think so.
Well, how can you be sure, sir?
Because of something Ahyo himself said. He said that among the galactic dwellers, there are no leaders. And even communications are unnecessary among them.
No communications? Why not, sir?
Because all the beings of Andromeda, all the galactic dwellers, are on the same intellectual plane. They're of one mind.
One mind?
Ahyo said the galactic dwellers develop beyond the plane of individual thinking. Their minds work as one to determine the galaxy's destiny.
I still don't get it. How does that mean that Ahyo won't try to destroy our galaxy again?
Because if he fails to accomplish his mission once, it would simply mean to the collective minds of Andromeda that the task was impossible.
We're approaching the sphere, sir.
Ants. Primitive ants that I must grind under my foot.
Hey, what hit it?
Ahyo must have gotten loose.
It was like ramming into a solid wall.
Some kind of force field.
It's a force battering ram. He's trying to ram us to pieces. Get in the spacesuit!
Primitive insects that would dare oppose the collective minds of the prime galaxy.
Satisfied that his victims have been rendered unconscious by the crushing blows of his force ram, Ahyo again employs his advanced knowledge of force fields. A sliding hatch in the underside of the sphere yawns open, and the battered Terra 5 is drawn up inside the alien ship.
The rockets, what happened anyway? Where are we?
We've been drawn up inside Ahyo's sphere. Robbie, get a rocket light.
Yes, sir.
Strip it down for portable use.
At least we'll have a little light.
Yeah, we can look at each other. Ahyo decides what to do with it. You know, Commander, you were right about not underestimating that character.
He sure knows what to do with a force field.
Apparently, the galactic dwellers use force fields to do most of their work. They can control force and gravity perfectly.
Want to have a look around?
Yes, all three of us. Might be able to learn something before Ahyo decides to pay us a call.
No, here.
Thanks. I'd better get a couple of more of these rocket lights. Bring along.
Right.
I don't think much of Ahyo's hospitality. No welcoming committee.
We're glad there isn't one. Gives a chance to learn something about this ship.
That's it, sir.
Robbie, you and Hap look over there. I'll have a look in this direction.
It is useless to search the compartment. You will find nothing.
Ahyo. That was Ahyo's voice.
Yeah, he heard everything we said.
You will remain alive, but just long enough to witness the destruction of your own planet, Terra. You will now come through the hatch.
Suppose you come out and get us.
When will you learn that it's useless to resist? When will you learn that the success of my mission is inevitable?
The moment we are taking our last breath, Ahyo, and not before.
Now, primitives, you will stay where you are. There is a beam of force focused upon you. Much like the beam of light that is given off by this instrument. And let me warn you, when the time comes, I have but to turn one simple control, and the force will become greater. It will increase, crushing you tighter and tighter, until it crushes the very life out of you.
In future, we got you.
Ahyo, you threatened to destroy our system. But your last Planetary generator was blown to bits in space.
I have other weapons.
What other weapons?
You yourselves were beaten into unconsciousness when you felt the force of my force ram. That was just a sample. We galactic beings have long used force to do many of our tasks.
Maybe so. I still don't see how you can destroy a few billion suns with just force.
Then you shall witness it.
He's starting up the sphere. Where are you taking us anyway?
To your own solar system. Within force ram range of your planet Terra.
headquarters of the Space Patrol, capital of the United Planets, in the private office of the elected head of this solar system, the Secretary General himself and his daughter Carol await word from Buzz.
I tell you, Dad, you should convince the Security Council that we should hang a medal this big on Buzz Corry. You can't imagine the odds that were against him. This Ahyo from another civilization, millions of years advanced, here to destroy our whole galaxy. And he was doing it, too. One sun after the other, reaching nova, blowing up. I've never seen anything like it. And Buzz stopped him and captured him.
I agree with you, Carol. Buzz Corry is quite a guy. And don't worry. The government will express its gratitude. But
But what, Dad?
But don't you think Buzz would be happier with a medal this big rather than one this big?
It's no use, Commander. I can't budge against this force field.
Ahyo, stop the ship. We must be in our own system already.
Maybe he'll carry out his threat and really destroy the United Planets.
No doubt he will if we don't stop him.
How can we do that?
Ahyo, if you insist that we be witnesses, how about letting us in on what we're going to witness?
My plan, Commander, is simplicity itself. This instrument automatically charts and pictures the entire orbit of any body upon which it is trained. It tells me the speed which enables that body to withstand the sun's gravity and still remain in its elliptical course around it.
I suppose you have it trained on Terra now.
Yes, and it will tell me the instant I have succeeded in slowing it down, thereby reducing its centrifugal force that keeps it from falling into the sun.
So that's your plan, to slow down our planets.
Exactly, Commander. And the more I slow them down, the sooner their paths will be directed toward the sun. And the sooner they will crash into that flaming body.
I think you're bluffing. How can one man slow a whole planet down?
Well, tell us your force ram can do that.
You don't seem to realize. We have long learned to control force. We are absolute masters of force and gravity.
No, Ahyo, wait. We can't do this. The instant your force ram hits Terra, the shock will be devastating. People will be jolted senseless. Buildings will topple over. There'll be tidal waves. Wait!
These things I know better than you, Commander. It is unfortunate, but as I said, a necessity. Your galaxy must be removed.
Calling all rocket jockeys. Come in.
Come in for your last look at the fabulous rocket cockpit.
Is this the last time the gang can send for it?
The very last.
Golly, Space Patrollers, you don't want to miss out on this.
Just imagine. You can sit at the controls of your own ship and go up, 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 40, 50, 100,000 miles an hour, past the moon, above Mars, through the starry rings of Saturn, even through the barrier of time. Tony, will you show the gang all the swell features of the rocket cockpit?
Okay, here's the rocket regulators, the secret star drive that lets you travel into the future, the master coders to send and receive secret messages in the official Space Patrol code. And here's the sensational atomic cannons that really work.
Don't you miss out on the fun. Write for your rocket cockpit today. Send the lid from a can of Nestle's Ever-Ready or a tracing of the front of the label, together with your name and address and 25 cents to Nestle's, Box 54, St. Louis, Missouri. That's the lid from a can of Nestle's Ever-Ready or a tracing of the front of the label, together with your name and address and 25 cents to Nestle's, Box 54, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, Captain Barclay.
Well, hi there, Issa.
Here's something special for all girl space patrollers. The Kathy Allen Cookie Kit. It's got real Nestle food, utensils, and a cookie recipe book so you can bake all kinds of treats. Now, wouldn't that be a darling Christmas present?
I'll say. And this Kathy Allen set is available at toy stores now. And now, back to Space Patrol.
The sun's gravity is overcoming the centrifugal force, drawing Terra closer and closer to its flaming body.
Commander, he's doing it. He's wrecking Terra.
It's only a matter of time now. The quakes, floods, and fires don't destroy all life on Terra. The crashing of the sun will.
I don't think so. I think Ahyo's bluffing us.
But you heard what he said, Commander.
He also said we were going to witness Terra's destruction, but I haven't seen anything.
Come to think of it, neither have I.
Maybe that's because there's nothing to see.
Oh? Then you shall see it with your own eyes. Each of you, one at a time, will look into the instrument. Corry, you are first. Step forward, Corry. Step forward. All right, Corry. Look.
What did you say I was supposed to see in here?
Can't you see what's before your very eyes?
Maybe the instrument isn't working. Maybe it's broken.
Get out of the way.
Release me! He turned Terra to its normal orbit.
No.
Better do it, Ahyo. No. Do it now.
All right. All right, you will.
Don't waste any time. That's the wrong control. It's a force field.
You're right. You stupid, ignorant, stupid primitives. Now, revive. Revive and witness the destruction of your own planet, Terra, little by little.
Yes, you heard me correctly. We have every reason to believe it's an attempt to destroy us. A force from another galaxy. The Space Patrol is on the job. If they weren't, you wouldn't be making this call now. Secretary General, we're doing everything we can. I've declared a planet-wide emergency. Every resource in the government is being poured into the stricken areas.
Yes, I've got it. The tidal waves are increasing. There's been a tremendous quake report in the Western Hemisphere. What? Oh, yes, that fire's been reported.
Enlist all the civilians you can. Take command. Organize them into rescue squads and fly them to the stricken areas. There wasn't time to call an emergency meeting of the Security Council. I'm taking full responsibility. You have your orders. Carry them out. This is an emergency.
Just a matter of time. Just a matter of time now.
Slow it, rockets, Commander. It just makes me sick to think of what's going on in Terra. If it could just get loose, or get around this force beam some way.
Around? Happy, you may have an idea at that.
I have, sir.
Ahyo said that this force field holding us against the wall is very much like the beam from that rocket light.
What are you getting at, sir?
Well, if you were standing in the beam of a rocket light and moved to one side, what would happen?
The light wouldn't be on you anymore.
You'd be out of the beam.
Well, yeah, but we can't move, sir.
Not forward against the beam, but maybe we can slide sideways. The force wouldn't be as great.
We can try.
This way.
Hey, Commander, I moved a little. At least a couple inches.
Push against me, both of you. Our combined strength might do it.
And broadcast that general appeal every few minutes, planet-wide.
Secretary General's office, Terra, calling Buzz Corry. Do you read me? Buzz, please. Oh.
It's no use, Carol. If something unexpected hadn't happened to Buzz, this disaster would not be taking place now.
Dad, we can't just give up.
We're not giving up, Carol. And you can count on this. Neither is Buzz Corry.
The force is lessening. We must be getting close to the edge of the beam. Just a little more.
Oh. So you revived. Corry, what are you doing over there?
All right, I know. There's time to be no more tricks. I'm going to set Terra back in its normal orbit.
I will never submit to you primitives.
Not even if it means failure of your mission.
I cannot fail.
You told me that failure would mean to your galactic mind that the task was impossible.
Mere supposition. The galactic minds will never feel the mission was impossible, because I will never return to Andromeda until my mission has succeeded.
Guess again, Ahyo. I think it'll be obvious that you fail when you return to Andromeda as a captive of the primitives you came here to destroy.
No, you can't do that. You can't send me back.
You've got him worried now, Commander.
I watched you operate the controls of this ship many times, Ahyo. I think I can chart a course back to your galaxy.
Commander, you mean we're actually going all the way to Andromeda?
We are, unless Ahyo tells us two things. How to operate the force ram, and how to destroy it when we get Terra back in its orbit.
I will tell you nothing.
Suit yourself, Ahyo. But I'm not bluffing.
Come on, Commander. Quit fooling with him. Let's get on our way.
No, don't touch those controls. Don't send me back. I'll tell you anything. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Anything.
Thank you, Dr. Van Meter. Goodbye.
What did he say, Carol?
He said that Terra has been slowed down and will crash into the sun.
And this is the end.
We're in a position behind Terra, sir.
Good. Have stand by to cut in force ram.
Standing by, sir.
Force ram now.
Yeah, it happened again.
But wait, Carol. This time the force was in the opposite direction.
Commander Corry calling Secretary General's headquarters, Terra.
Buzz, he did it. He saved us.
Yes, Carol. I've set Ahyo's ship on a course back to Andromeda. He's going home a failure.
Dad says we'll have the damage here on Terra repaired in no time, thanks to you.
Oh, and Robbie and Happy. Well, they're back aft in Terra 5, ready to blast out of this sphere as soon as I get there, which is going to be very soon. See you later, Carol. Corry out. Well, Ahyo, I'm sorry you have to go back to your galaxy with your mission still not complete, but it'll be 200,000 years, our years, before our stellar systems collide. I think that's enough time to work out a better solution. Goodbye, Ahyo.
Squeezed behind that force beam for so long, I was just measuring myself. And guess what? I'm a half-inch thinner and at least 2 inches taller. Hey!
2 inches, did he say?
Looks more like 2 feet taller to me.
Hey, I did. I'm 2 feet taller. I'm a giant.
In just a moment, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure, which will be brought to you by Rice Chex and Wheat Chex, the bite-sized breakfast cereals in the red and white checkerboard packages. There she is, Space Patrollers, the jump rope champ of Terra Junior High. Whoa-wee, watch her twirl that rope. Takes power and plenty of it to have fun like that. So, How do you charge up with fun power?
Charge up with Chex. Rice Chex or wheat Chex. There's more fun power in bite-sized Chex.
Yes, sir. In every bite-sized Chex, you get not just one power-packed grain of wheat or rice, but more than 10 powerful grains in every single Chex.
Rice Chex is powerful, neat tasting. Wheat Chex, too.
Say, here's a tip for a special fun treat. Eat rice Chex and wheat Chex both out of the same bowl. And remember, Space Patrollers, for more fun power, charge up with Chex. And now, a scene from next week's exciting action, Revenge of the Black Falcon.
Smoking rockets, Commander, we're really in a spot. We'll never convince those colonists that we came here in a spaceship.
Don't even mention it. Whatever you do, don't tell them who we really are. That would convict us as sorcerers for sure, and you know what happens to those convicted of witchcraft.
Yeah, they were burned at the stake.
Be sure to see what happens when Buzz and Happy are marooned in the past and are convicted of witchcraft as a part of the plan of Revenge of the Black Falcon. Next week on Space Patrol. Space Patrol was brought to you by Nestle's Ever Ready, the instant cocoa, and famous Nestle's chocolate bar. Remember, Nestles. Nestle's makes the very best chocolate. Be sure to hear Space Patrol on ABC Radio every Saturday. Consult your newspaper for time and station.
Ozzie and Harriet star on ABC television.